How's it going? Too Many Mods Garage again. Here back for another edition. Today we're going to be unboxing all these parts. These are like parts to help the supercharger work better, safer, whatever you want to call it. This is going to allow me to put 3-inch pipe all the way back past the axle to the exhaust. Got a billet flex plate, wire harness from VMP, UPR catch cans, my Fore fuel system. These two boxes right here, they're my IC chiller setup. This right here is my billet crank sprocket. Let's go ahead and unbox this stuff. Let's see what's going on. Okay, go ahead and start unboxing stuff, and I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see it. This right here is the boundary crank sprocket. Anytime you're raising the shift points, it's kind of a good idea to go ahead and get a billet crank sprocket. It's going to take the abuse of higher shift points better, especially if you're on a trans brake or something like that. Next up, go ahead and unbox those. I'm not going to take everything out of the packaging, but you can get an idea of what it is. These hoses are really nice. Everything's custom fit to the length they need to be. This is the UPR catch can. Real nice machine piece right here. More hoses. And I think this is the fitting the mount. See what's in this box. Box inside of a box. This is going to be the MFP crank support. These are highly recommended if you're installing a Whipple Supercharger, because they put a lot of stress on your crank, because it's just instant torque and it really needs the support to keep it from cracking. Couple different mounts. Trying to keep from making a mess. Oh, that's nice. This goes against the motor. I think that's it. Nope. Got some bolt hardware and an O-ring washer. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's go ahead and unbox this fuel system. Thought it was a fuel system. All it is a fuel hat with no fuel pumps. Where's the rest of my stuff? Well, been waiting 2 months just for a fuel hat. Fore right now is really backed up and behind, and I don't know what's going on with them, but usually they'd have their parts out to you in 2 weeks, like 4 or 5 years ago. Now it takes months and months just to get anything from them. Probably be the last time I buy a fuel kit from these guys. Been waiting over 2 months, and all I got is a fuel hat so far for a $3,000 fuel system.
Finish?
No, I'm still unboxing stuff. This is a VMP intake air temp sensor harness. Plugs into Whipple Supercharger to get a true reading of the air going into the motor, the temperature. I want to take it out of here. I want it to start getting corrosion on it, but here's the billet flex plate from Suncoast for the 10R80. This was highly recommended by Circle D. They said I should get one with my power level that I'm going to be going for. I'll eventually be up around 1,000 horsepower, and they said it would benefit me to have it. Let's do this icy chiller now. Bunch of harnesses, plugs, power wire. A bunch of fittings, push lock fittings. only assume it goes to the Freon hoses. Yeah, just a bunch of fittings in there. The good thing about the IC chiller system, all these lines are cut to the exact length they need to be to put their system into your vehicle, the Mustang. So basically it's just plug and play for your mechanic when he installs it. Real nice hoses. And it's got the triple solenoid on it. So basically I can run it in drag race mode and not have the AC blowing inside the car so I don't get water on the track when I go down the track. This actually got some weight to it. This is what super chills the Whipple coolant. Comes through here, comes through the solenoid, I guess, and basically goes through the evaporator or condenser, whatever this is, and it cools it down before it goes back into the Whipple. Everyone says you get like a 40 to 50 degree drop from whatever the ambient temperature is. So if it's 80, 90 degrees outside, you can get about 50 degree chilled coolant going into your Whipple. You got some more hoses in here. Like some kind of T-block or something. I'm not an air conditioning mechanic, so I'm not sure what this is, but some kind of T-block. This looks like a bracket that you would mount it to the core support, most likely. Yeah, it's a bracket to mount the condenser. This is the last thing. This says it's a motorized valve. So I guess this opens and closes depending on how you set the switch. When you open the switch, it'll probably let refrigerant go one way. You shut it, and it'll go the opposite way. Put this back in here so it don't get damaged. Everybody I talked to online said this was the best one to get for the Coyote, because you don't have to cut any of the hoses. It just basically bolts in there. Everything's already cut to fit. There's no guesswork. second box of the icy chiller. So this is going to be all the hoses that go around the refrigerant lines to maximize the cooling so they don't sweat. Double-sided tape, more hoses to go on the pump. These are all fittings. They all look like they're the same. They're like a push lock fitting. You just push. It's got a barb on one end. These are all little shrink wrap sleeves. You just heat them up with a heat gun and it basically seal the connection on your fittings. And more hose. That's all that's in that box. Don't look too terribly difficult. At least not for a mechanic, it shouldn't be. Okay. The other thing I had, the cold starts, my blue Mustang, the Whipple Smurf, they're like horrendous. I hate the way it sounds. So I bought two vibrant resonators to kind of knock out some of the raspiness. It sounds like you got a bag of marbles every time you start it inside your muffler. So I bought two, I think they're 16 or 18 inch vibrant resonators. I'm going to get these put on next week and I'll make a video after and before so you can hear what I'm talking about. Because I know it's only going to get worse when you add another 300 more horsepower to it. This should be around 850. Once the Whipple's on, it should be around 835 to 850. This is stainless mandrel J-bends. He said he needed 3 of them to do the whole. Basically, it goes to 2 1/4 after the axle. So I wanted to get everything true 3-inch all the way through. Okay, that's all I got for now. I should have the rest of my fuel system hopefully next week. I'm gonna call them and complain tomorrow. And also I got my Circle D converter coming in. Hopefully that'll be next week. And once that's here, we'll go drop it off with Steve Ellis. Get all this installed and have some fun with that Whipple. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll keep you informed on what's going on. Thank you. Bye.